Hello everyone, welcome back to Mario Galaxy 2. Apologies for getting a little bit of a late start this week. We unfortunately had a funeral to attend earlier in the week, and preparing for that over the weekend, and you know, that kind of stuff is never a good time, but yeah, involved a lot of driving places, being with family, doing stuff, and I think you can forgive me for not really having the time or being in the mood to make videos, but you know, things are mostly okay now, and I'm back to my normal shit of doing this and going to work and watching a movie. I did that today. I usually try to do at least one of those every day, so yeah, and this is me not being very good at the game. Yeah, I'm not very quick with it. I mean, I got all of them, but I didn't get the 1-ups, which is like the point. I guess I got all the star bits though, that's cool. Anyway, I'm yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning at like 6 p.m., but whatever. Hope everyone had a good weekend and is having a good week. I'm doing alright today. I enjoy playing through this game for this LP. I don't know, I'm getting into the routine of it, and it doesn't really take that long or anything, but it is kind of a pain in the ass to set up the capture card every time. I don't want to keep it set up because it's just, I have to like move my whole computer, and like, it's a whole thing. I have to unplug stuff that I usually have plugged in so that I have enough plugs to plug my plugs into, and plug. So it doesn't take very long. Like I said, it takes like a minute, but it is like kind of a pain in the ass to do it. So, but that's the only part that I don't love about doing it. I otherwise enjoy playing through this game. It's nice to just, it's good to do it in the way that I do record the gameplay for these post-commentary LPs, because it's like, you know, I play it for like an hour or so, or a little bit more than an hour maybe, and that's usually enough for a week's worth of videos. I mean, you think each video is between, you know, 20 and 25 minutes long. Do 3 of those, it's a little over an hour. You know, maybe like an hour or 15 or 20 when you include stuff that I cut out. But I really haven't had to cut out all that much in this LP so far, which is not going to continue to be true probably, but it's nice for the time being. And that's good because, you know, hour and a half is usually about as long as I play a single game uninterrupted nowadays, which is not very much compared to, I think, most, you know, what do you call it? Serious gamers, of which I absolutely am one. But also just me in the past, you know. I mean, I used to play games for, you know, several hours at a time. I know that there was one day where me and Walter played San Andreas multiplayer together for more than 10 hours, which is pretty fucking crazy because Samp is literally just like dicking around. So we were like turbo boosting dump trucks into each other and like flying off of the top of Mount Chiliad for like 10 plus hours. And it was in Ultimate Free Roam back when that was cool, and before it got taken over by a bunch of weird like German and Russian kids. I don't know what it is about GTA Online and German and Russian guys being on there, but every time that I'm like playing, back when I used to play Samp and then GTA 4 Online, before that just fucking died, and GTA 5 Online for the 2 seconds that I played that with any regularity. In all those cases, whenever I was playing with Walter or TJ or anybody else, And whenever I was getting, like, fucked with and our fun was being shat on by some griefer, it was almost always a German or a Russian kid. And I say kid, it could be like a fucking 32-year-old, but I just assume that everyone on the internet is either my age or, like, 15. Anyway, carrying on with this is the tree galaxy, and this is the big, slide level that I almost always have issues with for some reason. Mostly the comet, the prankster comet for this level, which I believe is this slide but purple coins. I always manage to cock that one up. That was a pretty cool jump right there, though, I have to say. I like these swangin' things that you can swing on. So, yeah, what's been going on? I mean, as always, most of the things I have to talk about are just fucking things that are on Twitter, because I am not doing anything other than going to work, and I don't like talking about work in my videos, because it's annoying. And there's an edit there, but it's not because I died on the slide and fucked it up in a stupid way. That's not it. Don't worry about that. That didn't happen. I love the classic slide music, though. The Mario 64 slide music. Can't go wrong with that. I, like, never pay attention to the star bits on this slide. You can see my pointer is, like, pretty much staying still as I'm going. And that is because, I don't know, it, like, distracts my eye and I will fall off. And it's not worth it for the bits. But when they're far away like that, and you can kind of just suck them up with one flick of the wrist. One flick o' the wrist. Yeah. That's good. Didn't finish that thought. Yeah, slide, you move quick, almost fucked that up there, and get the little necklace of star bits on the tree, and here's Conehead, except it's not a cone. I don't know what you would call that shape. Is that pyramid? I almost said. Is it a pyramid? I don't think so, because a pyramid has 4 sides, right? Right? I did not do well in geometry class. I was never a math guy, sorry. I know how to do really simple number math. I know how to put numbers together, I know how to multiply them. And yeah, I know how to think about how much money I'm gonna have after I pay for things. And stuff like that. But I don't know shit about shit otherwise. Except for, like, very basic cable information. Do you ever think that, like, you need to, like, go back? Oh yeah, hey, I just wanted to show what's in this pipe. It's this guy. You can feed him shit and he gives you shit. Either Starbit or 1-ups or whatever. Or, yeah, I mean, he gives you a fucking dice, a die to roll, and you can roll it and you can get something. So that's what that is. I'm not really gonna entertain him at the moment. And there's a bee who loves us and gave us life. Thank you, bee. Duck. Okay, what was I just saying? Already forgot. Classic Tim. Here's Cloudy Court Galaxy. It's time for another Cloud Galaxy. And it's time for me to die more times. For some reason, I died like 50 times doing these levels in this video. I'm not sure why. I guess I was off my game. in the game. And I'm sorry if the recording is noisy at the moment. There's currently the dryer going, and also the air just came on to make it 0.2 degrees cooler, but make noise for 10 minutes. And I always want to turn it off, but yeah, that... not many people know this, but you're actually supposed to do that. It makes the game better. Whoa, I almost fucked up. It's been a few days since I actually watched this footage, so I kind of like forgot what happened, except for that I sucked. I like the cloud faces, they're cute. I completely forgot what everything I was going to say earlier, so now I'm just kind of jumping around thoughts. I think I was going to say all that I have to talk about now is tweet stuff, which I have some tweet stuff that I can talk about. I mean, it's kind of cool to, you know, check in on what's going on the website. That's a problem with Twitter as like a place to talk about things, is that everyone's on it, you know? Like, I prefer the days of forums divided by topics, which I know is basically what Reddit is, but Reddit is different than what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking something more along the lines of, like, something awful, or just, you know, one of just old forums, you know, that were kind of dying even just when I started using the internet, but I still got a little taste of. Just in general, I just think that Twitter needs to be broken up into like 15 websites, because just having all of these fuckers, it's like, I don't know, I've just seen, there are so many times where, like, I don't think we need this many people talking in the same place. It doesn't make a lot of good things. It mostly makes annoying shit. You know what I mean? I don't know how to express my problem with it. I just know it sucks. But there's little inklings of it being able to be good. It would just be good if there were less, like, scolds and boring people and psychopaths. You can have some psychopaths. Every website, every cool website has to have a couple. But they have to be, like, cool. And they can't be boring, like weird psychos where it's psycho behavior where it's like, I don't know, the people who make the fucking, like, really dumb cooking videos, the ones where they make shit that you would never want to eat, where they, like, put 9 pounds of, like, pasta inside of a wheel of cheese. That doesn't even sound that bad, but you know what I'm saying, I hope. I don't know. I feel like I'm making no sense. I'm slowly losing my ability to, like, make coherent sentences, and I don't know what to do about it. But luckily, it will not affect my YouTube channel about talking for long periods of time. That shouldn't be a problem. Well, hey, here's one thing that I can talk about people being dumb on Twitter. Here's a good example of what I mean by boring people. And I don't know, I guess what kind of website it's on wouldn't completely get rid of the problem, but I hope that we can all agree that the internet was better in, like, the 2000s than it is now. The ways in which it is, I don't think I need to go into. If you've watched my videos for any period of time, you've heard this topic a million times, so I don't need to get too into it. But a recent thing was that there was this thread that someone started on Twitter where it was like, what movies that are, like, considered classics or considered some of the best are you never going to watch, and why? And I think the one that the original post offered as an example was the movie Heat, which is a really dumb thing to, like, proudly proclaim. It's like, I'm never going to watch this awesome movie. But, yeah, and it was just a thread, and it was just, like, completely joyless, all these people being like, everyone likes this movie, but I've not seen it, but I already know that it's not that good, and so I don't need to watch it. My favorite was all the people who were saying that Titanic was boring, and that they never want to watch it because they already know the ending. And it's like, everybody knows the ending, sir. Like, I feel like even if it's not based on a real event, I feel like I quote-unquote know the ending of most of the movies I watch. In that, like, I have, just knowing about them, I usually have, like, a general idea what they're about, so I can kind of suspect the general direction they're gonna go in, and this is not a problem for me. Like, this does not inhibit the enjoyment. I can understand, like, I don't know. Movies are about more than what they're about, you know what I mean? Or my favorite are the people who don't like to watch mob movies like The Godfather or Goodfellas because they're just toxic masculinity. And I guess if something is like disturbing to you or whatever, then, and you don't have to watch anything. I mean, I guess I should make that clear. I don't necessarily care if any one particular person watches or likes any kind of movie, but if we're gonna make a whole public Twitter thread about it, and, you know, this is a, you know, this is becoming, you know, part of people's online personae, is, you know, their relationship to what they consider to be, like, film bro movies that they think are overrated. You know, that's different, like, making this big public display out of it, of being about how you're too cool or smart or woke to enjoy movies about, like, dudes that yell, or that have politics that are problematic, or have characters that have politics that are problematic or don't line up with yours. I just think that just means you're, like, boring, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say, again, that it's like that everyone has to watch or like what I do. But again, like, if you're making a whole thing on the internet about it, and you're all, like, jerking each other off about how much you hate these movies you haven't seen, and all of them are generally movies that, like, in my opinion, their, like, reasons for not doing them are all, like, pretty shallow and close-minded. Because there are plenty of movies that people think are good that I'm probably never going to watch, and the whole reason is just that I don't really feel like it right now. You know, it's not because I'm like, oh, well, you know, Goodfellas is just about a bunch of guys who are mean. Why would I want to watch that? I don't know, I think that's just kind of like a baby reason to not watch a movie, if I'm being honest. Anyway. So yeah, I'm getting owned by snow. I didn't even know that thing could kill you. That's why I stood under that. I mean, I'm Fire Mario. Snow should not be able to kill me. I think that's against video game physics laws. I decided to keep most of the deaths, most of the failures in this video because it's funny. But yeah, like I said, I don't mind other tastes or whatever, but I think that only thinking things are good when they comport with and reflect your worldview is, like, just uninteresting and silly and, again, kind of close-minded. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but the other thing is that a lot of these people, again, are people who either have, you know, to some degree crafted a social media public persona around, you know, their opinions on movies and that they are movie watchers, or they're actual, like, people who get paid to write about movies. And if you're either of those people, I just think it's, like, weird and annoying when most of your posting is about how you don't like a particular kind of movie, you know? Or, and just that you have opinions that tell me that you don't like movies, or like the vast majority of movies at least, because a lot of people also completely disregard a lot of older movies. There were people in that thread who were like, I'm not gonna watch a silent movie, there's no talking, that's stupid. And I don't know, fair enough, but just like, you're just shutting off a really big part of the thing that you say you like. I don't know, it's just weird to me. I've always been a person who, you know, wants to have a wide variety of, you know, things under my belt, movies and stuff. But I guess I'm just built different. Anyway, next time, more World 3. See you then for that.